Welcome to Primo RV Center and a brand new 2026 Bijou 17BHB. This is one of the best values currently in the RV industry. And why do I say that? Because you're getting the build quality of much more expensive units. And in some cases, you're actually getting a higher level of features here. So if you're someone who is new to RVs, looking for your first one, trying to keep the weight down, this is a series, whether you're looking for bunks or not, that you should definitely check out. It is, again, we'll take you through here, one of the best values on the market right now, and we will show you why. So up front, you get a great big window here. So something reminiscent of what you'll see on some of the remotes or Apex Nanos that Coachman builds for us. So again, nice amount of light coming into the interior. You're going to have a single propane tank up front here. We have 12-volt fridge here, so you really don't need a lot of propane. So again, just helps to lighten up the unit as well. We've got room for multiple batteries. And why that's important, if you're looking to be off-grid a little bit, this is well set up with 200 watts of solar. In theory, in the future, if you wanted to have some upgradability, you could double that on the roof. I don't think you'd need it with the right batteries, either 6 volts or lithium. I think for most kind of long weekend scenarios or a bit longer, you'd certainly have more than enough. You've got 4 oversized jacks here. We have one of the biggest compartments you're going to find in its size range, sort of under 20 feet. And great little features in here too. You've got some separated fishing rod storage here, so if you've got something a bit more valuable, you can tuck it away in there. You've got a motion sensor light. You're actually going to see the aluminum framing here, which is going to help to bring that weight down. So we're going to be just a hair over that 32 mark, so a wide range of SUVs. And being only 7 feet wide, it really does help on the towability side. And then you have the level of construction, again, you're going to find on something like a remote or a Nano that is a bit more expensive. So you've got the same fiberglass, you've got the same Asdel composite behind it, and lining the inside walls. So this unit is going to look the same in 5 and 10 years as long as you do that basic maintenance. So you have, again, a very high level of build quality here. We have an awning. This is another area that a bit of a bone to pick to mine. This is one where you're seeing a lot of manufacturers decreasing the size of the awning, and that's to save money. That's just the reality. Here, small unit, but it goes right from the front compartment to the very back edge. So they have maxed out the length of awning that we could possibly put on here. Traditionally on these units, I'm going to start on the outside. This one has such great features, I think, for its size on the outside and some unique things that I really wanted to highlight the outside. Because if you're new to RVing and new to camping, the reality is we all love the insides. We don't live there. You camp outside, this is where you're going to be. And look at the size of the awning here. It comes out a full 8 feet. It's lit from one end to the other. We've got aluminum wheels here, so again, less maintenance, no rust. We have a couple outlets here. We've got our Lippert steady steps so we can adjust our legs. We have a rail for a future griddle or barbecue. We've got a propane line already back here for you. We've got a leash holder here if you've got a dog with you, but it's also a great tie-off point to lock up some bikes or other valuable items, perhaps a generator, things like that. Our awning is certainly very tippable, so if you've got a light rain out, you can still be under there. You can still be outside using that awning. Traditionally, when I'm camping with my family, if it's as long as it's a rain that isn't involving heavy winds, that awning is out, it is tipped, and we are still outside. We are not inside. So this is where you're going to live. You've got LED lights all around the exterior here, so very bright. You've got a pre-wire for a backup camera. Always have a spare tire here on the back. And then easy access for things like winterization to our on-demand hot water. So you've got a lot of ability to make a lot of hot water fast. That'll work off the propane. You've got easy access to black and gray here. Our city water connection, if you're lucky enough to have one on site. We have a black tank flush to be able to clean out those sensors. We have 30 amp service here for our large 15K AC. So this unit will literally be a meat locker cold inside in terms of minutes if you've got 30 amp service. If you don't, and it's not something you're looking to use on a particular trip, maybe it's just not going to be that hot, you could certainly use 20 or 15 amp, use everything, not have to worry about the AC and 30 amp service. We do have a quick connect here for a spray port. Comes with a little hose here that's in your front compartment, so you can rinse off, your feet coming back from the beach. You can rinse off the bikes if they got a bit muddy, rinse off the dog and the kids. So it helps to keep some of that dirt outside. For a family unit, I love when they have a second door into the bunk area and do something functionally for storage, and Bijou does that here. So this is something you won't actually find on most of the Nanos, most of the remotes. So this is unique to them. So it's an additional way to have some bulk storage. So depending on the items, a lot of people like to have their Rubbermaid bins with different camping items in it. So we can just flip this up vertically. You can go 90 degrees with it. Again, it's going to give you some bulk area. You could certainly have kids' bikes in here. It does give us easy access to the converter as well. So something that I really, really love. As we travel forward, love the fact that we have our furnace on the back side, so that carbon monoxide isn't coming into the under area of our awning, and it's not also something that's going to be hot for little hands. You've got an oversized handle here to be able to quickly shed the water here, so you've got tanks here that are going to be over 30 gallons. We've got a freshwater fill. So again, if you're trying to keep the weight down, the way to do that is keep your unit dry. And then when you get to the campsite, you're going to add the water then. And that's a way to be able to tow that smaller SUV that you may have now. So something they've just added for most of the lineup here from Coachman now. We do have a Starlink in, so that's the idea. Could be a different satellite service or you name it, but it is a port in. So if you are somebody who's looking to bring entertainment with you, be able to maybe work from the road, that's a way to do it. Let's head inside and show off some of the great features here on the inside as well. A very light and bright unit, so it feels bigger than it is. And that's always a sign of something that's going to sell very, very well for us. So we are very excited here. I should mention tip to tail, so we're 21 feet 9, so the body itself is 17 feet. So you are going to fit on those smaller sites in our areas in the provincial and state parks. You'll notice we've got some Bluetooth speakers here. So again, we can have lots of sound inside when we want to. So you'll notice here with the wall colors, the floor colors that are quite light, and again, the number of windows. So typically when you get into something that's a little bit lighter and where they are trying to, again, hit price points where they can get more families into camping, typically the windows get smaller and there's just not many of them. So here they have not compromised on the windows. So very, very light and bright. You're going to have some cross flow here in the kitchen, which we'll show you in a second. Love the fact that they have literally rolled in the roller shades for much higher end units like the remotes and the nanos. So again, you're getting a high level of features here. Again, great comfortable bed for two at the front. You've got some storage just at the head of the bed. There is also some USB charging there on both sides. You've got an emergency exit window there that you could leave open if it's raining, so you can get some airflow. And then you've got another window on the other side, so you get that cross flow of air, which is great. You've got some bulk storage up top here. You're going to have some additional storage under here at the end of the dinette, which would be great for, shoes and boots and that kind of stuff, so you can tuck it out of the way. Some additional storage up top, which you could use for those front bed areas. You are going to have some more just below. Should point out, you do have the 2 bunks in the back. Dinette drops into a nice bed as well, so perhaps for the oldest child. So you could have certainly, 3 kids, 2 adults, so family of 5, be quite comfortable here in a unit that's going to fit on a lot of campsites. If you've got a tent trailer now, if you're coming out of a tent, you're going to be able to fit on those same smaller sites. So if you have favorite sites that are smaller, that wouldn't allow for a bigger unit, this would be a great fit. So as we come in the door, we're going to have our monitor panel here. So we've got easy access to locate things like our tanks. So the top portion will be our tanks. We're going to have our awning switches, our awning light here as well, and then our water pump. So everything easy by the door when you want to turn it on. We do have, again, many safety features built in here. We have a hardwired carbon monoxide detector, fire extinguisher by the door, so useful in the kitchen, but obviously for the fire as well. We've got LED lights throughout here. You can kind of see them bouncing off the interior, so very light and bright. Easy access to our thermostat for our furnace here, which will be kind of nicely centrally located. And we've got, again, great storage in the kitchen here. So they've rolled in a lot of the drawers from the Nanos in the last couple of years. So you've got a lot more storage here. You even got a little rack here, which I love for hanging a towel. Again, some pots and pans storage here. A lot of counter space for a small unit. Everything's under mounted. So that, again, gives you some great prep area. Again, a lot of the prep is going to be outside. We do have a location here for a TV, so should you wish to have one that perhaps would swivel towards the bed or even the kids' bed. So from this vantage point, you can basically have it swivel in any direction, even the dinette. So it gives you lots of points of view. Small 24-inch TV would really all you'd be putting in here. As we come on through, love the high-rise faucet brought from some of the other higher-end Coachman units. So again, you get that trickle-down effect where some of the best pieces of units that are much more expensive, you're getting in a unit that's built the same way, but at less cost. So, and again, less weight for a lot of people where that's very important. We've got plugs in along here. We do have a great little microwave here, 2-burner stove. So again, functionally, you can do everything inside if it's not a great day to be outside. And then you've got additional drawers on this side just above our furnace. We do have a great little spot here, which can be many things. So it can be the pantry, which a lot of people would use it for, but it can also be a little coffee station, drink station for the family. There are plugins here, so if you wanted even to use it as a kind of a device storage area for charging, can be a great one as well. It's lit. We've got our 12-volt fridge, which is going to give us lots of space in there. So a little Furrion 12-volt fridge. Again, much bigger than traditionally you would have on a unit this size. Typically, you're getting like a 4 cubic foot fridge. Here you're into 8. We've got fan here as well, so just outside the bath. Again, another way to be able to exhaust hot air when we first get to the campground. We've got windows in both bunks. Both will have those roller shades as well. So you're going to have lots of airflow in there again. So if you like campsites that are near the water, that don't particularly have power, great unit, because again, you've got so many windows you can open, and even in the bunk area. Our controls for our hot water tank are going to be located back here in the bath shower area. We've got plugins on the wall, great little medicine cabinet here. We've got an actual tub, so if you've got really young kids, nice thing is, again, you can rinse them off at night and give them a little bath. And then we've got a skylight as well, so if someone's a bit taller, you're well set up. Another fan as well, so again, another way to get that hot air out. And you've already got some hooks on the wall, and there's certainly lots of wall space to add some more, but lots of room in the bathroom to use the bathroom. So again, it's not super tight, which for a unit at this weight, being again only that 3,200 pound range, really nice. But again, this is one that I think a lot of people are going to quite like for many reasons. For one, in our Nano line, they've gone a little bit darker in some of the wood tones underneath, whereas this has kind of stayed consistent with the light and bright, and just a ridiculous number of windows for a small unit, and windows of a good size. So they're quite wide, so you really feel like you are outside even when you're inside. And so this is going to be a unit that's going to age really well with the family. Again, it's going to continue to feel bigger than it is at just a tremendous value. So certainly a series I'd recommend you check out. I will have something very shortly, probably in a week or two, that is basically going to be the same size and weight, but just for a couple. So that one will be exciting as well. We'll shoot a video of that for you as soon as it gets here. But certainly a series, the Bijou, that I'd recommend you check out right now, because I think it's one of the best values for build quality in the RV industry. And we welcome you to Primo RV Center to come have a look at this brand new 2026 17 BHB Bijou by Coachman.